the latest. Thank you for your love and support. I appreciate you all. This is Dudula channel and you are welcome. Please subscribe.
Give me 5 million. Give me 5 million and see what about Bangangena in South Africa. Give me 5 million, only 5 million for food only. I will take in Minala.
South Africa is now expelling the countries that freed it.
Telling you, give me 5 million. Give me 5 million and see what about Bangangena in South Africa. Give me 5 million, only 5 million for food only. I will take in Minala. Board. For 3 months, nobody is going to come into this country. No one will come to this country.
What are you saying, Katakati? If 5 million for food, does food cost that much that you will need 5 million for 3 months? We'll South Africa. And the first question that we're going to ask you is, which border are you going to station yourself at? Because everywhere you want to fight illegal immigrants who are bringing in illegal drugs here in this country. Do you know where the drugs come from? The drugs thing in South Africa. Do you know how those drugs enter in South Africa? Because the drugs, they do not come through those borders where people can jump over. The drugs, they come through the airports, they come through the seaports. So which border are you going to station your men at for that 5 million? And then if you really cared about this country, do you think if you wanted to serve this country, if you were really a patriot, would you be telling us about money right now? This 5 million that you want? Well, you're just like each and every other politician who is only after money because they don't have a job to do. That's what you are after. You are only after money. You do not care about this country, because if you really care about this country, you will do the service. And then after you have done a good service, the country will reward you because you are doing a very good service. Do you understand? And if you want the country or the system to give you 5 million for you and your guys to go and sit there at the border, don't you know that NPOs, non-profit organizations, when they want food, they write proposals and they send them to Boxer, they send them to Pick and Pay, they send them to ShopRite, they send them to Spar. You know, Spar and all those other supermarkets, they have to support you as long as you are doing a cause that's going to support this country. They will support you, they will give you the food that you need. Why not ask for food first before you ask for money? So you sat down with your guys and you said, you know what, when we want to loot this country, let us first go and fight those Nigerians there in Eastern Cape, and then after those Nigerians, we will tell them that they must give us money and we'll go and say, you don't even have guns. You guys don't even have guns. If you have guns, maybe you only have a 9mm named to Upela. How are you going to stop the drug cartels? People who are really, really highly connected in those highly departments where they can get a plane to come and fly into this country unnoticed. How are you going to stop that? How are you going to stop all those boats from coming in here? Is nonsense. You're talking nonsense right now. There's no such thing where you just say you want a job. Just ask for a job, simple as that. You know what, guys? I want a job here right now. Unemployment is very high. I have guys that I can just give us a job. We will help the system to protect this country. And then I go. You know, the funny thing that I find about you people, you IFP people, you are fighting these Nigerians, these Mozambicans, these Zimbabweans, but you do not fight the Pakistanis, you do not fight the Indians. And we are from KZN. The Indians and the Pakistanis, that's where they are mostly found in KZN. And the Indians and the Pakistanis are the biggest drug dealers. They are the biggest drug dealers because their drugs, they come through that food that they sell to us. That is not healthy for our body. The biggest drug is the drug that comes into your gut, into your system. You understand? So I've never seen you going to those Pakistani shops and saying, yeah, we want to check Uguchi, I want legal life in South Africa. Mara, the people who are like you, who have a black skin like you, the Nigerians, the Zimbabweans, the Mozambicans, those are the people that you fight. Those are the foreigners that you call. Mara, you do not go to the Indians and the Pakistanis because those guys, they have guns, right? They have guns. And you do not hate them. You only hate the people who look like you, the black people. You're playing a very stupid game that you're playing. It's a stupid game that you're playing. There's no 5 million that you are going to get when I come lapo hambe lapho extract ni match lapo ni phenduka bathi tiparo la strategy la phenduka you care about this country, but you don't really care about this country. The only thing that you care about is enriching yourself and your own pockets, and you want to fulfill your forefathers' tribalistic dreams. Because we know about the IFP that you are supporting, it killed a lot of Xhosa people here in Gauteng back in the days. So we know about all those things. You are just a descendant of those people. And you are coming here now, you want to make it look like you care about this country. And you don't even care about this country.
South Africa is now expelling the countries that freed it. yeah, they lost their minds. Hi, my name is Jax, and I just wrote a Substack article called South Africa is Expelling the Countries That Freed It, a Reckoning on African Violence. I know a lot of people have seen the violence coming out of South Africa, but if you don't know, let me brief you. There is a xenophobic, anti-immigration movement going on in South Africa right now. Vigilante groups are physically blockading road entrances, asking to see identification. They're looting and burning businesses owned by other African nationals. They're terrorizing students to the point where they're afraid to go to class. And they're just straight up attacking people brutally on the streets. As of this video, I believe it was 2 confirmed people that passed away, and they're both Nigerian. There's a nationwide shutdown planned for May 4th by these groups with the messaging, we want all foreigners out, and we are xenophobic and we don't care. Parts of the situation are not necessarily new to Africa as a continent. As we can see in Nigeria, Ghana, Cameroon, Igbo Scare, Ghana Must Go, there were many movements that were anti-immigration due to the influx of migrants in countries competing for the lack of resources and an uptick in violence. But what makes the South Africa case particularly jarring is the fact that this is not some fringe militia group in the woods sort of movement. It's not informal. These groups are formalizing as political entities and vying for office positions and leadership. If you track the South Africa groups, you can see that the shakier the socioeconomic times, the stronger that they are. What is the unemployment rate in South Africa now like? Reaching 32%. Gender-based violence is out of control. The easier and lazy thing to do is to blame the problem that you can see rather than the system. And the Mumu South African government is just allowing it. Let me talk about y'all. In 2019, South Africa initiated a national action plan to combat xenophobia because it was getting bad. And as of today, that national action plan has not been implemented. They found that South Africa was in violation of its own constitution by not combating xenophobic violence. Senior South African political figures even utilized the xenophobic rhetoric happening in the country to catapult their political campaigns. In 2024, a lot of the candidates used that rhetoric as the centerpiece for their campaign, blaming migrants for violence, unemployment, and strained services, which sounds also very familiar to what DT did in his campaign in America. But I expect that from America. South Africa is particularly really disappointing because of how the entire continent mobilized around South Africa during the apartheid. Yes, Pan-Africanism was born in Ghana, but South Africa was its first child. Zambia, Zimbabwe, Mozambique, Angola, Botswana, Lesotho provided military training, logistical frameworks, and diplomatic cover at high cost to themselves for South Africa. Nigeria was a financial anchor for its international anti-apartheid campaign. Guinea hosted the exile leadership. Students marched in America, and even in countries whose governments weren't anti-apartheid, the citizens, the black citizens in that country who felt the connection to South Africa, used their voices to speak out. South Africa, you can't keep using this Pan-African aesthetic when it benefits you. Pan-Africanism is not an aesthetic, it's a lifestyle, it's a policy framework, and I'm deeply disappointed in what's going on. And I'm glad to see many nations standing up to the debauchery, the disgusting things that are happening in South Africa.
South Africa is now fighting countries that has freed it. And we are seeing the real reason to which our brothers and sisters in South Africa are asking that they allow them to kick out Africans. Look at a South African who believes that he needs to fight to fix his country, yet he's asking for 5 million to mobilize people to fight for his country. I think a patriotic citizen should be ready to sacrifice, to do the work without asking for any pay. But if we are seeing our brothers and sisters in South Africa demanding for money before they carry out whatever operation they claim they are doing in order to clean South Africa, why then are they demanding for money? Like the brother in South Africa is schooling this same person, telling him, how can you say you love South Africa and you are fighting for the betterment of South Africa, yet you are demanding for money to fix South Africa when you know the situation of the South Africans? If you are asking for 5 million to be given to you before you can fight to protect your country, then you are not a patriotic citizen. So whatever you are doing is not about you protecting South Africa. It's about what you also want to make out of the whole situation. That is the reason to which you are pushing for this agenda for Africans to move out of the country. And what you should understand is Africans are not your problem, because the people who manage the country are not the Africans you see them to be foreigners. We have other nationals in South Africa. Why are you not chasing them out? Why are you only concentrating on Africans? Because, like Julius Malema said, you fear these people. That is the reason to which you cannot attack the Indians, the Chinese, and the other foreign nationals, because you cannot face them. And as an African, it is a shame on your part for you to think that going after your black brothers and sisters is the only way you can solve the problems in South Africa. You yourself do not love South Africa. You are in South Africa on the street because you are looking for something for your own self. And you need to wake up as South Africans, because chasing your black brothers and sisters out of the country will not change the situation. It wouldn't give you the 5 million you are looking for. It will not do anything for you in South Africa. Fight for the land. The land is what you need to fight. Claim the narrative in South Africa. Then you will not be going around looking for 5 million, but you will be able to leave a legacy for your children. We are the only ones that can set ourselves free. United we stand, divided we fall, and united we keep standing forever and ever. The greatest enemy of the African is mental slavery. So that's the latest around the world and in South Africa.